The Galactic Concord's Grand Council chamber buzzed with the nervous energy of hundreds of species. News had spread like a wildfire across the galaxy. The Dravari, an ancient and once mighty race, faced extinction. Their royal bloodline, the heart of their culture, would die out with the last princess, Serapha. Serapha was beautiful by human standards, tall, silver-skinned, with violet eyes that shimmered like twin stars. Yet within Dravari society, she was a tragic figure. Labeled as Barren after countless failed attempts at breeding within her species, she was seen as a living symbol of the Dravari's decline. Their intricate genetic codes had frayed over millennia of perfection-seeking eugenics, and now their final hope lay dormant within her, unreachable. The Dravari, once too proud to seek help, now stood before the Concord, pleading for aid. Ambassador Kalen, a lean figure wrapped in ceremonial crimson robes, addressed the assembly. "We require an unconventional solution. We will offer the princess to another race, in the desperate hope that cross-species fertilization might succeed where tradition has failed." Murmurs exploded across the chamber. Scandalous, risky, unthinkable. Yet one voice rose clear above the others. Earth's representative, Commander Jonathan Hale. "We accept," he said simply. Whispers turned into gasps. Humans had long been viewed as unpredictable, emotionally reckless, but also remarkably adaptive. Hale's reputation for unconventional victories preceded him. Serapha, standing solemnly beside her delegation, turned her haunting gaze toward him. For the first time in a decade, hope flickered across her face. The transfer was immediate. Under the intense scrutiny of the Galactic Concord, Serapha was given to human custody, assigned directly to Jonathan Hale's care. Earth's scientists were skeptical but curious. Their geneticists and xenobiologists whispered excitedly about potential breakthroughs. But to Jonathan this was something deeper. He wasn't tasked to experiment on her. He was tasked to give her dignity, and perhaps a future. Their first days together aboard the SS Valhalla were awkward. Serapha was reserved, speaking in clipped, formal tones. She had been raised in a world where emotion was weakness, where genetic perfection was everything. Jonathan took a different approach. He invited her to the observation deck where Earth shimmered blue and green beneath them. He spoke to her not as a project or a princess, but as a person. He told her stories of Earth's struggles, how humanity had almost annihilated itself with war and greed, and how it had risen, messy and imperfect, into something beautiful. Gradually, Serapha began to change. She smiled, first a flicker then more freely. She asked questions. She confessed that, among the Dravari, she had never been permitted to form attachments. She was born to breed, nothing more. Her failures had made her a pariah. "You are not broken," Jonathan said one evening, looking at her under the faint glow of distant stars. "You just haven't been loved right." The next phase of the experiment was awkwardly clinical. Medical teams prepared hormonal therapies and suggested schedules. It made Serapha retreat into herself, the old walls rising. Jonathan cancelled the plans. "If this is going to happen," he told the horrified doctors, "it will happen naturally. Or not at all." Serapha blinked at him. Trust, alien, fragile, began to blossom. And so it was, in the quiet spaces between duty and conversation, between laughter and late-night talks, that something unexpected happened. They fell in love. It wasn't fiery passion at first, but a deep, resonant connection, something that neither science nor politics could orchestrate. And then, months later, something even more impossible happened. Serapha became pregnant. Middle continued. The news rocked the galaxy. The Concord's xenobiologists scrambled for data. How was it possible? Human DNA was rugged, flexible, but no one had predicted successful hybridization, much less natural conception. Jonathan didn't care about the science. When Serapha placed his hand on her swelling belly and he felt the faint flutter of life, he cared only about her, about them. Serapha wept openly, something no Dravari royalty had ever been permitted to do. She held Jonathan tightly and whispered ancient prayers of gratitude in her native tongue. But their joy was not without shadows. Not all the Dravari were pleased. Within weeks, a radical faction known as the Sons of Purity declared Jonathan an abomination and Serapha a traitor. They viewed the pregnancy not as salvation but as sacrilege, a taint on their pure bloodline. Threats came in from across the stars. The SS Valhalla became a fortress. Armed escorts accompanied Serapha everywhere. Earth's defense systems braced for potential attack. Meanwhile, politically, the Concord found itself split. Some viewed the child as a new bridge between species, a miracle. Others saw it as a dangerous unknown, a destabilizing force. Amid this turmoil, Serapha's pregnancy advanced rapidly, far faster than a typical human gestation. Doctors warned that her physiology was under extreme strain. One night, while watching Earth's sunrise from orbit, Serapha gripped Jonathan's hand. Her voice was steady, but her eyes trembled. "If I do not survive," she said, "promise me you will protect our child. Promise me you will teach them to love as you taught me." "You're going to live," Jonathan said fiercely. "Both of you. I swear it." But deep inside, fear gnawed at him. Ending. The attack came during the third trimester. A Sons of Purity strike ship, cloaked and fast, ambushed the Valhalla's convoy near the orbit of Mars. Missiles shrieked through space. The ship rocked violently as explosions tore through its shields. Jonathan rushed to Serapha's quarters. Alarm klaxons blared. Gravity fluctuated wildly. Serapha was in labor. There was no time for sterile birthing chambers or specialized teams. Jonathan and a single medic worked frantically, shielding her from debris as the ship's emergency defenses activated. Pain racked Serapha's body. Her bioluminescent veins pulsed with unbearable intensity. Jonathan knelt beside her, cradling her hand in his. "You can do this," he whispered fiercely. "You're stronger than any of them." Tears streaked her silver skin as she pushed, screaming in agony. Outside, the battle raged. But inside, in that fragile, trembling room, a greater battle was being fought, the battle for new life. With a final, shuddering cry, Serapha gave birth. A tiny, wailing child filled the air with the first sounds of hope. The medic gasped. The baby, part human, part Dravari, glowed faintly with a soft, golden light. His skin shimmered with hints of silver. His eyes, when they opened, were a deep, vibrant violet. "He's beautiful," Jonathan breathed. Serapha, pale and trembling, smiled weakly. "Our son." And then she collapsed. Medical teams stabilized her just in time. Miraculously, both mother and child survived. The Valhalla's forces, fueled by desperate courage, repelled the Sons of Purity. Earth's ships arrived minutes later, forcing the attackers into retreat. Epilogue. Months later, a grand gathering was held, not at the Concord but on Earth. Representatives of hundreds of species came to see the miracle child, Prince Kalan Seraphis Hale. He was not merely a symbol of survival. He was proof that different worlds, different blood, could unite to create something new.